Hello learners, I am Sakshi Mandwal and the subject expert is Dr. Shahbaz Naqvi, Associate Professor at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. You are welcome to my today's lecture about different types of catalogue used in libraries. In this lecture, I will discuss the different types of library catalogues used in libraries. By types of catalogue, I mean the way the entries are arranged in it. These types are also known as inner forms of a library catalogue. The inner form deals with the organization and arrangement of bibliographic data in a catalogue entry and the systematic arrangement of the resultant entries for storage and retrieval. There are a number of ways of arranging catalogue entries into a helpful sequence. They can be arranged either in an alphabetical order or in a classified order on the basis of a classification scheme used in the library for classifying its documents. The alphabetical catalogue arranges the entries by name of the author, title or subject. It can also arrange all these authors, titles, subjects, etc. in one alphabetical sequence which is referred to as a dictionary catalogue. The classified catalogue is a subject catalogue displaying entries by the class number of documents which gives the structural order of the classification scheme used by the library. It is usually in two parts, the first being the classified part, that is in the order of the class numbers of documents, and the second one is an alphabetical part or index pointing to the classified part. Apart from the above two types, there is another type of catalogue known as alphabetico-classed catalogue. It is a form which combines the principles of alphabetical arrangement and the classified structure. The choice of a particular inner form of a catalogue for a specific library depends on the type of users, the document available in the library, open or closed access, library services offered, etc. Alphabetical catalogues. Readers are more at home with the catalogue arranged alphabetically. As such, catalogues are arranged as in a dictionary. Alphabetical catalogues can be arranged in several ways, such as by author's name, by title, or by specific subject. These are discussed in the following subsections. Author catalogue. In an author catalogue, the entries of documents are under author's name and are arranged alphabetically. In other words, the leading section of an author catalogue would be the name of an author. An author is generally a person or a corporate body who is responsible for the thought contents of the document brought out under the name. Listing of personal names of authors varies greatly because of the cultural traditions and the naming of persons in different regions of the world. For example, names of persons in Western countries, Indic names, Muslim names, Chinese and Japanese names have their own traditions. Which part of the names should be taken as the lead in a catalogue has been set by cataloguing codes, and there are established practices. There are also a variety of corporate bodies under whose names documents are published. Although we are not concerned very much with rendering of names and catalogue entries here, it is important to note that their filing position is determined by these names. Inaccuracies in the rendering of names would seriously affect the alphabetical arrangement of entries in the catalogue. Libraries may have author catalogues arranged in three different ways. There may be an exclusive author catalogue without mixing it with any other entries such as titles, subjects, series, etc. Author entries may form part and parcel of a dictionary catalogue. Author entries may form part of the alphabetical index of a classified catalogue. Irrespective of the form in which an author catalogue exists, it provides an important approach to a library catalogue as it fulfills an essential function of a catalogue. If the user approaches the catalogue with the correct name of an author, the catalogue immediately gives the person all the documents by the author. To help a user, the other variants of a name of an author are usually provided as cross-reference in a catalogue. The advantage of an author catalogue is that it brings together the titles of books of the same author at one place in the catalogue. This helps a user to obtain at a glance what books are available in the library by a given author. This function can, however, be fulfilled by author entries in other inner forms of a library catalogue. In a classified catalogue, this function is performed by the alphabetical index or dictionary part. The catalogues of the British Museum Library, now the British Library, the Library of Congress, the National Library of India are some of the fine examples of author catalogues. Name catalogue. A name catalogue is a variation and extension of an author catalogue. It contains entries for works of an author and also for books written on him. All entries are arranged alphabetically by the name of the author. In other words, a name catalogue is a mixed type of catalogue which combines the author and subject entries, the subject entries representing the author as a subject, into one alphabetical sequence. In this type of catalogue, biographies and other critical studies of an author are arranged along with his original works. The following examples will clear it. Person as an author. Nehru Jawaharlal. Discovery of India. Nehru Jawaharlal. Glimpses of World History. Nehru Jawaharlal. Towards Freedom. Autobiography of Jawaharlal Nehru. Persons as subject. Jawaharlal Nehru, a political biography by F. Morasis. Jawaharlal Nehru, a biography by S. Gopal Nehru. The Making of a Nation by M. J. Akbar. Name catalogue serves as an author catalogue and also as a subject catalogue as far as the author as a subject is concerned. Any reader interested on the works by or on an author may find this type of catalogue very useful to find specific material of his interest. In this type of catalogue, one can find the works of Rabindranath Tagore as well as works on him arranged in a single alphabetical order under Tagore. Name catalogue seems to be almost confined to Great Britain. Such a catalogue outside Great Britain appears to be rare. The catalogue of the British Museum Library, now the British Library, is near name catalogue which includes references from all names that occur in titles. Title catalogue. In a title catalogue, the title of documents occupy at the leading section of entries, which are arranged in alphabetical order. Queries of readers who remember only the exact title of the book can be answered with the help of a title catalogue. Subject catalogue. In an alphabetical subject catalogue, entries are made under the name of the specific subjects of documents. Irrespective of their affiliations, specific subject entries are strictly arranged in an alphabetical order. The fundamental rule of entry in an alphabetical specific subject catalogue is to enter a work under its specific subject. For example, a book on ducks will be entered under ducks and not under birds or zoology, which are broader than ducks. Ranganathan defines a specific subject of a document as that division of knowledge, whose intention and extension are equal to its thought contents. In almost every type of library, the predominant requests for documents are by their subjects. Hence, extensive provision must be made to give adequate representation to subjects of documents with a considerable number of cross-references directing the user to the various aspects of a subject. While the alphabetical specific subject catalogue provides comparatively easy approach to the catalogue by arranging subjects in alphabetical order, it scatters related subjects. Depending on the incidence of the letter of the alphabet, it disperses entries pertaining to related subjects throughout the catalogue. In fact, one has to refer to a number of subjects headings to get a full view of the ramifications of a subject. The following headings serve as an example. Aeronautics arts, aesthetics asparagus, agriculture astronomy, aircraft athletics, anthropology, atoms, apples, apes, which are birds, arithmetics, aviation, arsenic, awards. In these headings, their alphabetical arrangement scatters the related ones. Agriculture, apples, asparagus is subjects group. Aeronautics, aircrafts, aviations, another group. Aesthetics and arts is still another group. Arithmetics and astronomy, arsenic and atoms, etc. form still other groups. Thus, subject affiliations are totally absent in this type of catalogue. Of course, this difficulty can be overcome by appropriate references. Dictionary catalogue. The dictionary catalogue derives its name from the general meaning of the word dictionary. A dictionary catalogue gives information about documents available in a library with reference to their authors, titles, subjects, etc. All the entries are arranged in a single alphabetical order. It resembles arrangement of entries as in a natural language dictionary in which all words, irrespective of their origin, parts of speech, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, etc., usage, etc., are arranged in one single alphabetical order. A dictionary catalogue is that in which all entries, author, title, subjects, series, etc., are arranged together in one general alphabet. A dictionary catalogue consists of 4 different groups of entries, each containing different types of bibliographical elements. The first group comprises authors and collaborators, editors, translators, commentators, etc. The second group is composed of title entries. The third group is made up of subject entries. The fourth group consists of cross-references of different kinds. But all these groups fall in one single alphabetical order. All these entries are called word entries. Although the dictionary catalogue is quite popular and widely used in libraries, it has its merits and demerits. Let's first talk about the merits. Its alphabetical arrangement is easy and simple to use. Anyone knowing the letters of an alphabet and being able to refer a dictionary can find his or her references without any difficulty. The works of the same author, different editions of the same title, translations of a work in different languages, all such related entries can be brought together in a dictionary catalogue. This indeed is a great facility for users. Subjects that are related but get distributed in a classified catalogue are brought together in a dictionary catalogue. In a dictionary catalogue, subjects are entered under their specific names. As such, there is no need for a user to know facet relations of subject to use the catalogue. A straight search under a specific heading of a subject would fetch a reader the necessary information. New subject headings, for example, cybercrime, can be inserted in a dictionary catalogue without waiting for any authority list or standard subject headings to incorporate into it. All types of relationships between subjects such as hierarchical, broad and narrow terms, associative, related terms, synonyms and homonyms, etc., can be shown in a dictionary catalogue by appropriate cross-references. Let's now talk about the demerits. The alphabetical arrangement of entries in one sequence is at once the strength and weakness of a dictionary catalogue. The subject entries get scattered in it, making it difficult for a user to get a full view of the divisions and subdivisions of a subject. In order to get over this problem, a number of cross-references are provided, which makes the catalogue bulky. But with all these limitations, libraries mostly use the dictionary catalogue all over the world. Classified catalogue. A classified catalogue is a form of subject catalogue in which the entries are arranged by the class number which representing the subject of document according to the classification scheme chosen for a library. A catalogue in which some entries are number entries and some are word entries. Ranganathan. A classified catalogue is a subject catalogue in which the entries are arranged by some recognized system of classification. The notation or classification symbol furnishes the method of arrangements. Margaret Mann. A classified catalogue arranges its entries in a systematic order of subjects, the order usually being that of the classification scheme used for the arrangement of books on the shelves. Henry Sharp. These definitions indicate that a classified catalogue arranges its entries by the class number of documents. The class numbers are obtained by the application of classification system of a library. The definition by Ranganathan clears that the classified part is to be supported by an alphabetical index which comprises word-added entries. The other two definitions do not refer to this bipartite nature of the classified catalogue. It is logical that without an alphabetical index or part, the classified catalogue is not able to fulfill the functions of a library catalogue effectively. The classified catalogue has therefore two parts: the classified part and the alphabetical part. The alphabetical part serves as an index and comprises of author, title, if necessary, subject, collaborator, series, and different types of cross-reference index entries. Classified part. It is the arrangement of the entries of documents by class number that gives the systematic and structured display of subjects in a classified catalogue. It maps out the subordinate and coordinate subject divisions and puts them in a logical sequence. This systematic arrangement to a certain degree reflects the logical thinking of specialists in different subjects and gets their appreciation. While displaying the entries in a classified catalogue, merely giving the class numbers would not be very helpful to users of the catalogue. The class numbers are not intelligible to persons who have no knowledge of the classification scheme chosen for the library. Therefore, while displaying the class numbers in a guide cards for entries under them, it is absolutely necessary to give their verbal equivalents of the divisions of class numbers. These verbal equivalents provided for class numbers in a classified catalogue are known as feature headings. Providing feature headings is theoretically sound and extremely useful, but in a card catalogue, the breakdown of the class numbers into their hierarchical divisions would need too many cards for each entry. It sometimes diminishes its practical utility. Therefore, it has to be done with considerable imagination and caution. Feature headings should not be allowed to defeat their very purpose. Alphabetical index. The alphabetical index to a classified catalogue, consisting of author, title, wherever necessary, subject entries and other entries for collaborators, series, editors of series, and a host of cross-references, is meant to support the classified part of the catalogue. It can fulfill all the functions of a dictionary catalogue, that is, collect the works of an author together, bring all the different editions of a title, cross-references for subjects, etc. With the classified part bringing all the related subjects together and the alphabetical order bringing together all the distributed relatives, the classified catalogue can fulfill all the functions of a library catalogue. Despite all these features of a classified catalogue, it has its own merits and demerits. Let's have a look at the merits first. The greatest merit of a classified catalogue is that it provides a logical subject-wise guide to the materials available in a library. In other words, it brings together in one place all the entries relevant to a particular subject with all its related subjects. The arrangement of entries in the catalogue reflects the arrangements of documents on the shelves of the library. The reader is not shunted from one end of the catalogue to the other for finding the materials of his interest from the catalogues. At one glance, it reveals the strength and weakness of different subjects represented by the library collection. It facilitates compilation of reading lists and subject bibliographies for special purposes. Changes in the terminology of the subjects do not affect the arrangement of entries in the classified part of the catalogue. Let's now talk about the demerits. Readers must have some knowledge of the classification scheme used for the arrangement of entries before the person is able to consult the catalogue. While this is a strength for logical grouping of subjects, it is at once a handicap for readers without any idea of the classification scheme of the library. Alphabetical index has therefore to be provided to help a reader in the task of referring to the subject part of the catalogue as well as finding out materials of his interest from the library. The absolute dependence of the classification scheme for the arrangement of the subject part of the catalogue restrains the autonomy of the cataloguer. While new subjects can be introduced at the appropriate place in the classified part of the catalogue, it also poses difficulties for the users if libraries place new subjects in two or more different places, as the classification scheme usually takes time to update and keep it current. Yet with all these deficiencies, the classified catalogue has found favour with many libraries, especially academic, research and special libraries, because most of the deficiencies may be overcome by a good alphabetical index and use of a good classification scheme. In case of classified catalogue, the arrangement of entries in the classified part of the catalogue is by call numbers. Arrangement of entries in the dictionary catalogue will be according to the alphabetical order of the surname of the authors. Alphabetical classed catalogue. The alphabetical classed catalogue may be considered as a combination or mixture of the best points associated with dictionary and classified catalogue. In other words, it represents an attempt to combine some of the advantages of a classified catalogue with the directness and ease of consultation of the alphabetical catalogue. An alphabetical classed catalogue provides alphabetically arranged broad subject headings with alphabetically arranged subdivisions. Hunter and Bakewell. A catalogue of this kind consists of an alphabetical sequence of mutually exclusive broad subject headings, under each of which appears a further alphabetical sequence of subheadings. The process of alphabetical divisions can be carried down to the degree of minuteness required by the material being catalogued. The rearrangement of Dewey Decimal Classification division of 600 technology in an alphabetical order would yield to the following: Agriculture and related technologies 630, Building 690, Chemical and related technologies 660, Engineering and allied operations 620, Home economics and family living 640, Management and auxiliary services 650, Manufacturers 670, Manufacture of product for specific uses 680, Medicine 610, Diseases 616 of blood forming lymphatic glandular system, 614.4 cardiovascular system 616.1, digestive system 616.3, of biliary tract 616.36, of mouth and throat 616.31. This type of catalogue must have an alphabetical index of specific subject for its successful operation. As will be seen from the above examples, the alphabetical classed catalogue gets related subjects together in a way, but their alphabetical arrangements takes away the filiation of subjects. There are a few examples of such catalogues today because compromises are never entirely successful. Parts of the original museum subject index use the alphabetical classed principle. Choice of an inner form for a library catalogue. As can be seen from the foregoing discussions of the inner forms of a library catalogue, no particular inner form would be effectively and equally satisfying all the requirements of library catalogue. Therefore, choice or the selection of an inner form for a library depends both on the technical soundness of an inner form of a library catalogue as well as some important management factors. Some of these management factors are types and kinds of users and their document and information needs, library collection both with reference to range of the subjects and their scope and size of the collection, open or closed access, staff, service, finance, technical soundness of particular inner form, other environmental factors. With regards to the technical soundness of a catalogue with reference to its inner as well as outer form, no system is perfect to meet all the requirements equally well under all circumstances. The decision therefore to design, develop and operate a library catalogue has to be user oriented. This is indeed the primary criterion. In general, the general prescription is that a public library would do well with the dictionary catalogue, but a university, research or a special library would choose a classified catalogue to meet effectively the subject approach of specialists. Conclusion. The alphabetical catalogue includes 5 kinds, viz. Author, name, title, subject and dictionary. The characteristic features of these catalogues are described with their merits and limitations. As against alphabetical catalogues, a classified catalogue presents the entries on the basis of class numbers representing the subject contents of documents according to a particular scheme of classification. It is generally done in 2 parts, the classified part and the alphabetical part. These are described in detail. As the dictionary and classified catalogues are ones that are in operation presently in library today, their characteristic features and aspects are compared in a tubular statement. The alphabetical classed catalogue, that is a sort of hybrid variety of the dictionary and class catalogue, is also described. The choice of the selection of particular inner form of a library catalogue has to be done by the management decision, keeping in view the technical soundness of a particular inner form as well as factors such as users and their needs, library stock, open and closed access, finance, etc. That is all that we had in this episode today. I do hope you enjoyed this episode and got to learn something out of it. Well, till the next time, it's a goodbye from me.